fun, fashion, felines. Join spa living and style expert Candy Holladay as she trips through her days while trying to flourish, look fab and have a blast, even when life gets in her way. Let's make every day feel like a holiday with Candy. Candy, what are you doing?
Cheers, everybody. It's Candy. I just got back from England, and I went to the part of England called the New Forest. It's down on the south coast, kind of like 2 hours south of London. It's really beautiful. It's not really what a lot of people think of England as, but it is just stunning. You know, royalty owned lands, and it's all protected. And it is, you feel like you're in Robin Hood. It's so green, and there's little, just cutest little quaintest pubs everywhere. There's ponies that just like run on these plains. The terrain, it's very foresty, lots of trees, but there's also lots of big open fields where the animals can just run free. A lot of people take their dogs and things and go walking there, and it's just, you feel like you've gone back in time. It's epic. Highly recommend it if you go to England. And there are a bunch of really beautiful old hotels and spas in the New Forest. They're all in old properties. A lot of them used to be hunting lodges. A lot of them were owned by, you know, the Duke of this and the Earl of that, and a lot of kind of castle looking. There's like a really wide variety of architecture, and it's the perfect place for a retreat. I mean, not only do you get the whole spa experience, but you get this like time warp thing as well, which is super cool. And anyway, so choosing, like, that was the hardest part, was choosing which spas to go to. But one that I found that just really piqued my fancy was this place called the Rhinefield House. And Rhinefield is it's a part of this group. If you go to the UK, look up Handpicked Hotels. They own these properties. They're mainly old stately homes, just old castles, really super unique architectural masterpieces, really. They take and they turn them into these retreats and hotels. They're especially known for their weddings. They have big signs at fairy tale weddings, and it is, you feel like you've gone into some fairy tale. And also, just worth noting, while I was there, it happened to be the worst weather and rain in 25 years. So leave it to me to go during that time, right? It poured. I mean, it was like torrential downpours. So as a result, a lot of the New Forest, and there was a lot of like natural things that happened that kind of made it a little bit more of an adventure than usual getting to the spa. And when we were on our way to Rhinefield, we're driving, we're probably about 300 yards from the entry. All of a sudden, there's this gigantic tree across the road. I mean, literally, like, it was massive. And there's this fireman out there, and so I get out of the car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late for my spa, day at Rhinefield. And he's like, well, the entry's right over there. So I ended up climbing over this tree and then walking the rest of the way to the spa. And when I got to the spa, surprise, surprise, I was the only person there. Now, I will give it, Rhinefield is this really cool old castle-looking building. It's the gray. It's got like the little turrets on the top with the British flag, and it has this like long, windy drive up to it among these just like massive trees. And it's idyllic. It's just idyllic. It's such a beautiful place. It's so striking. And so, you're like walking into this castle, and they only have 52 rooms, so it's a pretty small hotel. You go in there, and to get to the spa, you go down this like corridor. So you sort of feel like you're in the back of the hotel. I mean, it's beautiful. Wherever you go, out every window, there's a vista of like some fountain or just beautifully manicured grounds or the pool. And so you're walking through, and you're looking at all these really cool old windows as you're walking. And then there's this sign, Health Club and Spa. And you go downstairs. So the house now, there's always been a house on the property, like since William the Conqueror's time. So how cool is that? But it's been refurbished and redone a lot over the years, of course. One of its incarnations was a school, but there's a wine cellar. So this old wine cellar, they renovated it and turned it into the spa. And it's small. There's only 2 treatment rooms. Both treatment rooms are really large. I mean, like a big, good-sized bedroom. They're not those, how there are all the times the small treatment rooms that the massage table barely fits into. This is massive. And what's really cool is like when you arrive for your spa treatment, they take you right into your treatment room. So they don't like really take you to the lockers like they usually do and say, put your stuff up and whatever. They take you to the treatment room, and then there's this like alcove, like it's just like a little pedestal for you to basically go up and change your clothes and get ready for your treatment. And I had scheduled like a massage and facial combo. I called and asked like what would be the best, and the girls thought that'd be cool. So I'm in this like old wine cellar, all ready for my treatment, and the therapist really, really well trained. She started off with like a half-hour massage of just like my neck and shoulders and back, and she focused like on my shoulders, and she did this crazy thing where she was like doing like this, like dancing with her fingers all like into my shoulder blades. Like that's where I hold all my knots, and they were just like singing. I mean, they were popping out everywhere. It was great. And you could tell she was really trained. It was like a technique I'd never felt before. So, and then she turned me over for my facial, and she did like some masks and did like the facial massage. Something that's really big in England at spas is facial massage. And all the companies train different ways, but and it like just really, I don't know, like perks up your face, like just makes it. I mean, it was seriously unbelievable. And then she did like a mask, and so it was typical, but the products are really high quality. They use Elemis at I think all Handpicked Hotel properties. They use Elemis, and Elemis gives a lot of really good training to their gals. I know, in the UK especially, and it just couldn't have been more perfect. It was relaxing. I felt very pampered. And once we were done with the treatment, my therapist went and got me what they call like their spa pack. So she came back with this big old bundle in her arms of like, towel, robe, slippers. And then she had me change all into that after my treatment. So it worked really great. And then she led me from the treatment room into the locker area. So the spa is really interesting because like you go down these stairs to the wine cellar, to the spa, there's a desk. And then there's 2 treatment rooms, a room where you can like work out. They have some workout machines. It's totally soundproof, but just a few. And then there is a door that takes you to the locker room. And the locker room's really tiny. It's not like a normal locker room. It's almost like your own bathroom at home. There's just like a shower. There were a couple lockers. It was really small and nice. And you didn't have to worry about other people walking in on you. I mean, it was just amazing. It was like I had my own private spa castle. It was so wonderful. From the locker areas, then there's like there's a door that leads you like into the wet areas. So it's in the wet areas, there's like a sauna and a steam room and really cool jacuzzi it's really dark. It's like behind columns. So it's in a like kind of corner, like a nook, and there's a big round tub. And then you look up and there are all these like little bitty lights in the ceiling. It looks like stars. So you could like hang out on the jacuzzi and lay back and just like look at the stars. It was so relaxing. I did not want to leave. And then there's a pool too. And it's not like a giant pool, more like a relaxing pool. You couldn't really do laps in it. It's definitely fun for just getting in and splashing about. And there were like 3 or 4 lounge chairs around that. And the whole thing was very modern. So it felt kind of very modern, European, glamorous. And yet here I was enjoying this incredible place. It felt like it was built just for me. And they had magazines and water and fruit all hung out in the water area. So if you wanted to do that, And if it hadn't been pouring with rain, I would have totally started off with like a big walk through the grounds or something, because they have wellies for all the guests. So you get your galoshes, or wellies as they call them, and just splash around. So it kind of makes it kind of fun. Enjoy the weather, as they always say in England. And it was just stupendous. I couldn't have been more impressed, or pleased with the treatments. Everyone was so kind. They're really happy to have you there. And it was just a perfect relaxing day. I'd highly recommend Rhinefield, especially if you want to take somebody who's never been to the spa before, because it's small and intimate, and you're not going to have like the big hordes of people. You're not going to have to run around in your robe in front of a lot of people. It's just a perfect medieval-like escape in the New Forest. And if you guys end up going to Rhinefield or any of the other Handpicked hotels, be sure and let me know. Go to spabrunch.com. Leave some comments, or register for our newsletter, or email me. I always want to hear from you. My email, you know my name. My email is spawithcandy@spabrunch.com. Hope to hear from you soon. Cheerio.
Don't forget, you can shop the show and get the 411 on this episode at lifesaholladay.com. That's HOLLADAY.com. Meet Candy on Candy Holladay YouTube channel for more adventures. See you next holiday.